This is the Business Hour in partnership with Network B2B, helping you share your passion, knowledge, and make great connections.
A warm welcome to Podcast for Business. Podcast for Business is all about helping businesses share their knowledge, passion, expertise, news of events, workshops, and seminars. Podcast for Business is brought to you in partnership with Network B2B, structured networking in a relaxed environment. For more information about a group near you, visit networkb2b.co.uk. Thank you to this week's sponsor, Premier Homes in Spain. If you're looking for your own home in Spain, check out premierhomesinspain.com. All interviews featured in Podcast for Business, first featured in the Business Hour podcast. The Business Hour podcast brings you feel-good music as well to help you through your week. For more information, visit podcastforbusiness.co.uk. Sit back and enjoy Podcast for Business.
This is the Business Hour in partnership with Network B2B, helping you share your passion, knowledge, and make great connections.
You're listening to the Business Hour podcast. You know, we've had GDPR. Making tax digital is almost there. Hope you're ready for that one. And some people aren't. But what about this one then? I'm looking at a lovely little glossy book in front of me. It is called The Yorkshire 2020 Problem. So what is the Yorkshire 2020 problem? I'm joined by Nathan from Stormere to find out more. Good morning to you, Nathan. How are you today?
Morning, Steve. Yeah, all good, thank you.
What a lovely little booklet you've got here. It's a nice glossy little booklet. Tell me a bit about the Yorkshire 2020 problem then. What is it to start with?
Okay, so it's all surrounding your business's technology and in particular Microsoft software. So in January 2020, there's an issue surrounding the Microsoft software that's going to affect over 50% of businesses across Yorkshire. And this is basically because Microsoft announced that there's a large amount of popular software that is going to become end of life, meaning Microsoft are no longer going to support the updates and everything with that.
So that means to me as a user then, where I'm currently getting these, Microsoft is performing 18 updates. If my particular software that I'm using is going to be one of these that's affected, I'm not going to get them updates then. Is that what that means?
Yeah, you're certainly right. There's three major problems that this creates. I think the first one is the fact if something breaks and it's using this software, it will stay broken. So because Microsoft aren't applying the updates, there's no constant maintenance going off as well. So that's one of the first things. The other is surrounding that word GDPR compliance, which we're all a little bit fed up of by now.
Probably paranoid about, to be honest.
Certainly, yeah. So as soon as the out-of-date software goes out of date, that is not being compliant with GDPR regulations. You need to have the correct up-to-date software going for that. And the last one is the software is no longer obviously supported by Microsoft, so it makes it a lot easier for hackers to get into that software and exploit it as well.
Right, so you could be a cyber attack with one of those. Yes.
Yeah. As I've mentioned to you before, there's a cyber attack every 39 seconds. So, and especially considering 50% of that is on small to medium businesses, it does create another risk for you as a business.
And Nathan, I don't know. Are Microsoft, say I'm on one of these software, are Microsoft going to tell me that this software is not available, or do I have to work it out for myself?
And you've highlighted a really big problem across Yorkshire and across England, is the fact that there is this issue going to happen. Microsoft has made it public knowledge, but there's still a large proportion of business owners and end users within businesses that don't know this is happening. And we feel it's our job as an IT consultancy business to let other businesses know, especially in the Yorkshire area as well, to help them thrive and plan for this event, because that's what is the best thing that we need to do, is first of all identify what software you are running within your business, and then plan to how can you remove this software or upgrade this software before January 2020.
And it'll soon come. It'll soon come. We mentioned making tax digital. We know there's a lot of people still not ready for that. And it raises another point when my mind just goes when we're talking around things like that. So making tax digital, People want us to go and do that. They want us to go on the cloud and all that kind of thing. So we've got a company that's moved to all that. But then comes the Yorkshire 2020 problem. If they're on the wrong software, that just affects everything.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most common pieces of the software that's going end of life is Windows 7. Now, I'm sure you're very familiar with Windows 7. I'm familiar with Windows 7. It was, from a technical perspective, our tech guys, they love Windows 7 from the past. But it's now coming its end of life. Windows 10's out. Everything's moved on. And unfortunately, Microsoft's going to stop supporting this software, which, like I mentioned, is going to impact a lot of businesses within Yorkshire.
Right, so you've got this lovely booklet. I've got it in my hands now. For all the podcast listeners, I know it's radio, you can't see it, but it is good. How can people get a copy of this booklet, David?
Great. So what we're doing, we've had thousands of these printed off. We want to get them out to as many local Yorkshire businesses as possible. All you've got to do is give us a call on 01482 831 100 and just share with us some of your details, and we'll get a copy posted to you straight away. From that, there's lots of information within the book of what to do next, and we're also offering a free software audit alongside this book, which will give you a report of if you're running any of this out-of-date software.
Brilliant. Well, look, thanks for joining us today. Wish you well. I'm going to take this book with me. I'm going to have a good read, and I'll let you know if it's me.
This is the Business Hour in partnership with Network B2B, helping you share your passion, knowledge, and make great connections. Like to share news about your business, event, seminar, or workshop? Simply email steve@stevetwynham.com.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast for business. If you would like to feature your business in Podcast for Business and the Business Hour podcast, I would love to hear from you. Simply email steve@stevetwynham.com.
The Business Hour podcast is produced and presented by Steve Twynham. Copyright applies.